Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Fate Extra. Now this episode will be mostly story. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's all story and no, well, we do explore the second floor of the dungeon, but we can't really do much in there because of what's happening in there. So we won't be battling any enemies on the second floor of the dungeon. And there's a lot of cutscenes. Now when you're going through the second floor of I guess I'll explain now in case I'm interrupted later. Actually, nah, I'll explain it when we actually get there. Is this just the... Okay, yeah. Alright. Sorry, there are just some weird things were happening with the video that I was watching. Well, the video of, like, you know, the current gameplay that I was watching. Anyway, this guy actually isn't that tough at all. I thought he would be much more tougher, which is why I was doing a lot of things like setting up. But if you see how much damage I'm actually doing to this guy, so if I had just done spells through for the entirety of the battle, I would have been fine. I would kill him on the first turn anyway. The unknown here does have a skill in which he's able to how do you put it? I'm getting distracted, sorry. He has a skill which raises his strength, which he just did. Jesus. I don't know why it took me... I'm just getting distracted because of something that happened recently, but I don't really want to talk about that. What treasure hunt? I guess I'll explain what will happen when we go on the second floor. When we go on the second floor, a reality marble will occur. The game will explain that more in depth, I guess. So, well, yeah, it explains it a lot more than I would be able to. So, if you really want to know what a reality marble is, I guess let the game explain. But anyway, you're gonna have to you will slowly lose health. Similar to how we were poisoned in the second week. It is recommended that when you go through that, you well, I would recommend that you skip most of the items. There are some items that you can pick up because they're right there in the middle of the dungeon. Well, as you're doing the event in that floor. But if you're a much lower level than me, I would say ignore the items and just go after the objective. But if you're like me, then you can be a little bit ballsy and go after the items. I'm thinking of whether or not I want to retell the story that I told in an episode of Gurman. I'm not going to retell the story. I was that was what I was being distracted about. I told a story about, I guess, a dream that I had and how it was odd, but I don't really feel a need to tell it again here because this is like part 13 or 13 or 14 actually. I think it's 13, might be 14. But either way, it doesn't matter. So a lot of people probably won't watch this episode. Some people will, I know. Some people watch every single episode of this series, but other people will just watch the first few episodes and skip right to the end. Just, it happens. Saying it's supposed to be a private event with Caster, I'm going to be quiet for the rest of this.
セとソって何？セロリとソース？それとも戦争と蘇生？つか、なんでいちいち暗号にする必要が？なんと意外なところから豆知識が。でもご主人様ったらまだ記憶戻ってないんですよね。そっか、それは残念です。そろそろご主人様自身のお話を聞けると思っていたんですけど。でもまあ、思い出せないものは無理に思い出してもしょうがないし、今は前向きに私とご主人様の未来のことを考えましょう。私、最弱じゃないです。ちょっとした諸事情から本来の出力が出せないだけです。いえ、それも理由の一つですけど、私根本的にチャンネルが合ってないというか、まあいっか。そんなことより未来の話です。ご主人様は聖杯を手に入れたらどんな願いを叶えるんですか？そうですか。まだご主人様には喜怒哀楽が足りないんですね。それとももともと怒りを持たない人なのかもしれません。怒り、義憤、義務、たとえ独りよがりのものであろうと、そういうのが強い人はシンプルに願いを持てるんですけどね。でもご主人様はそれでいいと思います。純粋な願いは願いを持つ人間そのものを食いつぶしますから。ご主人様にはそうなってほしくない。というか、ご主人様の時間とかお給料とか体力とかを消費するのは私だし。私の願いですか？ いいえ、私の願いは今も昔も変わりませんよ、マスター。なんて言えばいいんでしょうか。そうですね、私は何かを愛したい、誰かに尽くしたくてこの命を得たのです。なんて、私の願いなんてもう分かりきってるくせに、このご主人様の装飾系。私の願いはただ一つ、誰よりも幸せな良妻になりたいだけですよ、マスター。
Well, wasn't that cute? I don't often say the word cute. And I mentioned that was the right word to describe the events that happened there. But it doesn't matter, or we have to move on. At this point, I was making sure I had the manga, or comic book. Today is the last day, I believe, that you can trade the cauldron for the comic book. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and do that. One more level up and I'm able to get the next skill. No, we don't need another alteration at all. We do need more ether shards, right? Yeah. You don't need to buy a bunch. You won't be getting any more money for a few days. Well, for this and the next day. No, wait. I think we get money. I completely forget, to be honest, what exactly I did. Ah, I remember now. I go through this day, the dungeon, well, the arena, second floor, and then I go through the events of the next day. And I stop right before I go into the arena the next day. I think that's what I do. One complaint I do have about this game is the faces on the models don't change. Like, I know there are portraits, but I feel like their expressions should change if it is a close-up on the model itself. Because there are times where I found it odd because Alice, her portrait would be smiling, yet she'd look extremely sad in the model. Maybe it's secretly supposed to mean something, but I don't know. You know, think about it. It might be possible to get the cipher trigger on this day. Although you'd have to be kind of crazy to go after it. But it probably is possible if you have previous knowledge of where it is. And it's certainly possible to get the second cipher trigger without fighting any of the enemies, but I wouldn't recommend it because you could possibly die, or they might have made it impossible for you to actually obtain it, considering you're not actually in the actual second floor. You still get the items, so I think you can possibly get it. But as I was saying before, just chase after the Alices and you should be fine. Who's Yamada? Who's Suzuki? Who the fuck are you? I was a little sorry about that. My mic, well, my headphone, like wire cord, whatever you want to call it, scratched my microphone, like that. Anyway, that little reference there was. I made a little reference there. Props to you if you know what I was referencing. Why am I playing this game again? I'm sort of making a reference to that reality marble makes you forget everything. Making fun of that, I should say, but I thought there would be enemies here, which is why I did not go straight through that part over there. On the map I have, there are enemies there that's supposed to be there, and we saw the enemy in the when the intro thing happened. When the intro to this area happened. Yeah, the second Alice will occasionally shoot stuff at you, which I guess is foreshadowing something. I won't spoil it for those of you who can't get it, but it's kind of obvious what the Alices are, I should say, by this point. Yeah, the second Alice will sometimes shoot at you. A caster can block it. You'll see it later. I don't know if it's a chance thing or after a certain point she'll just always block it, or whether or not she has to be in. Whether or not we have to actually be facing the other Alice when she does that. Jesus. I know she's caster though. Kind of annoying that these guys can teleport all over the place. Yeah, they're caster doing her blocking. I believe after that cutscene, caster always blocks Alice's Jesus Christ, the blast that Alice does. Well, yeah, I think if you know where the cipher trigger is, you could possibly go after it now, but you might actually have to, I don't think it would be recommended, because I'm pretty sure there would be a switch, and that you have to press, and I don't know what happens if you stop chasing them, because the game might just be nope, and just kill you outright. I don't look mad. What? Only playing. Seems like only masters are affected by this. Yeah, I saw that the treasure was there, so I decided to go after it. Yeah, I think if you probably go out of your way to try to get some items, the other owls will probably just shoot at you. And it might be able to go, her shots might be able to go through walls. I say that because near the beginning we were kind of shot at going around a corner, and it kind of went through a wall, kind of not. So I just say follow them and don't try to get items. If you get too close to them, they'll just teleport away, as you've probably seen several times throughout this video so far. So you're killing us. Was that on the ground? My personality just changed? I guess it did. And next day we'll be able to explore the dungeon like normal, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about not getting the items on this day. As I've said several times already. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. But I suppose no one will watch this video. Just be alone. Talking to myself. You know, I think about where I'm going to be in a few years, and it's kind of interesting to think that that these videos that I've made might still be watched in the future. It's kind of a nice feeling as well to see that my channel is slowly growing and becoming better. Well, not better, but maybe it is becoming better. But it's kind of a nice feeling to progress. And to know that people out there are enjoying your videos somewhat. These videos are a hobby for me. I might make money off of them, but they're still a hobby for me. If I ever am able to make a living off of them, great. If not, I'm not gonna cry over it. Nah, but I have goals that I want to achieve, and I can't achieve them just by making YouTube videos all day. I suppose it's a good thing to fall back on if I'm for some reason unable to achieve my goals, but I have goals that I want to achieve. As much as I like making videos, it's not really the thing I want. I don't know how to put this. It's not something I want to be the main focus of my life right now. If for some reason I can't complete my goals, I still have these videos that I could make. But I still want to achieve my goals, you know. I might repeat this in a later video, probably in another series or something like that. So if you hear me say this several times, I'm sorry, but I make a wide variety of content most of the time, because people who are watching Mega Man probably won't go to this. People who watch this won't go to Mega Man, so that's that kind of thing. If you watch both, great. If you don't, then well, I was gonna give some advice to, you know, to other aspiring YouTubers, I guess, or that people who might be watching this, but it's not necessary right now. The video is gonna end soon, so there's no need for me to talk about that right now. Well, maybe there's a need, but there's no point, because there's enough time to fully explain my thoughts, and I've explained these thoughts many times before. I think. We've made so many videos in the past few years. It's interesting. Nobody watched part 13 still, though. So this is part 14. Interesting. But either way, this video is going to be ending soon. So I'll see you guys again next time, whenever that is. Bye.